I got to get something off my chest, and it's been really bothering me. If you follow me on Twitter, I really wish you could at 4Totera. That's number 4Totera. People ask me why you picked 4. It's simple. I got 2 wonderful boys and a great wife, and that myself, that makes 4, and that's why I decided to call it 4Totera. Really appreciate all the support out there, and I thank you so much for really following me on Twitter and taking time watching our show here. But now it's time to get something off my chest. If you look at my Twitter, you'll see on there, it says, loyal Toronto Maple Leafs fan. It should say, sucker, dummy, fool for the last 30, 40 years, as many years as you like, because I've suffered. I'm 46 years of age, never, ever, ever, ever seen a Stanley Cup here. I've gotten to see a couple Final Fours, semifinals back in the early 90s. But this year in 2014, 2015 has been the worst I've ever seen the blue and white play. The worst. And I got to tell you, I've defended Phil Kessel last year. I defended him the year before. I can't defend this guy anymore. I can't defend him, Lupul, Van Riemsdyk, Bozak. I could go on and on. I could defend Phaneuf a little bit because I tell you what, at least the guy shows up and earns his paycheck. The guys that I mentioned should be ashamed of themselves picking up a paycheck. Again last night against San Jose, they looked like a AAA team out there. No heart, no desire, no will to participate in any battles in the corners there. These guys should be ashamed of themselves. Who knows in the stands there for the first time if a father or mother are bringing their young daughter or young son to see their first ever Leaf game. And you give them this? You should be ashamed of yourself, Kessel, Lupul, Bozak. Have a look in the mirror. Have a look in the mirror. That father, that mother maybe saved up, a few months to try and buy those tickets to bring their son or daughter out for the first time. And this is what you give them in return? Come on. I mean, show some hustle. Show some courage. Show some, creativity out there. Show that you care. I mean, I know that the playoffs are long gone, but for the love of the world, there's people that are coming out there to watch you play. There's people that get up at 4, 5 o'clock in the morning to go work in factories, drive cabs, work in restaurants, work in factories, you name it. And they'll never be able to afford a pair of tickets to come and watch you. But if maybe somehow, some way, they get a pair thrown at them and they're going to watch the game with their son or daughter, this is what you give them? You should be ashamed of yourself. You guys are earning millions upon millions of dollars every year. And this is us Leaf fans in return? For the love of the world, I mean, it's unbelievable. And this is why I wanted to show, and our producer Shano showed, look what the Roma fans did. They're sitting in second place, Kessel, Lupul, Van Riemsdyk. They're sitting in second place, the Roma fans. Our producer's going to show it now. And these fans were upset. Look at this. They were disgusted. And the Roma players had to come to the fenced-off area to speak, to calm down their fans and say to them, look, we're sorry. We didn't play the way we needed to play. We haven't played, the way we should play, with pride in that jersey. We didn't leave the blood, sweat, and tears out there like you've liked. They're sitting in second place, Leaf fans. Second place, and they were running down the stadium asking the players, what's going on here? We want answers. Here in Toronto, Kessel, Van Riemsdyk, Lupul, Bozak, Bernier, you too? You have the gall to come out and say, we didn't really show up. We played like a junior team. Hold on a second, Bernie. If you're going to throw your team under the bus, then maybe they should throw you under the bus the way you played against Edmonton. I could have put in a high school goalie in there that would have done a lot better. I had to get that off my chest because, look, I've tuned out the last 5, 10 games. I can't stomach it anymore. And you as players, you've tuned out the last 25 games. How dare you? People are paying hard-earned money. People are coming down there, spending money in the concessions, sweaters, hats, scarves, you name it. And this is what you're going to give them in return? I got to tell you, for some reason, I wish this was Europe or South America where you, Kessel, you, Phaneuf, you, Lupul, were walking around to pick up a coffee, a bagel, you name it, a beverage, or going to the grocery store. And you know what? Fans should come up to you and say to you, shame on you for putting that jersey and representing it the way you have in the last year. Shame on you. You're lucky you live in Toronto where no one bothers you. You're lucky you don't live in Europe and see what happened with the Roma fans, the way they took out their displeasure to the players. Remember, they're sitting in second spot. Second place. So here in Toronto, you should be grateful and thankful. Grateful and thankful the fans aren't as crazy as they are in Italy. Never mind that. I guarantee you in Montreal, where the Habs play, where they've had a fabulous season, they wouldn't put up with this garbage at all. And if they saw you in a cafe, in a restaurant, they'd tell you how they felt. The obscenities, I don't want that happening. But if I saw some of the Leaf players on the street, I'd walk up to them and I'd say, you should be ashamed of yourself. I'm born and raised in Toronto, cheered the Leafs, taken a lot of ridicule over the years, still taking more and more. And this is what you give me? Shame on you, Toronto Maple Leafs. Not all of you. Shame on you for the most. And I feel for Peter Horachek. What's the poor guy supposed to do? What's the poor guy supposed to say after every loss? I mean, I wouldn't bother saying anything anymore. I mean, unbelievable. The first guy I would fire instantly, absolutely instantly as the season is over, the first guy I would fire would be Dave Nonis. Dave Nonis, you put this franchise behind 20, 30 years. Why? You're lucky you got rid of Clarkson in his contract, but you signed that contract. You signed Jake Gardner. You signed Kessel. You signed Bozak. I mean, I could go on and on. You signed these guys to massive contracts. What have they done for you? Nothing. You, Dave Nonis, should be fired. End of story. We'll